Hey, how are you doing, student out there? In this video, we're going to go over a simple overview of our refrigeration plan and what we need to think about sheet to sheet. What I'm looking at right here is the plan itself. So from the plan view, from the plan sheet, we are able to determine all of our linear measures of all of our refrigeration lines, suction lines, liquid lines, all of the different lines that are associated with our equipment. So we're going to use the plan view in order to do all of our horizontal measurements of all of those lines. Second, what we're looking at here are when the line goes vertical, the 90, and then it goes down. These are the keynotes that tell us the manner in which to do that construction. And these represent the pictures that tell us what to do as well. So of course, we're going to have to read the keynotes, and then we're going to have to look at the picture on the page to get a clearer understanding how that vertical measure of pipe is going to be laid. Now, one most important thing about the refrigeration lines is that we must look at the piping schedule, so we'll know the size of the pipe for each of the things that we are going to measure, and know that the pipe designation that we see on the plan refers to the refers to the horizontal measure. Again, the pipe designation you see on the plan refers to the horizontal measure. And so when we talk about that portion of the pipe that goes vertical, the size of the pipe is going to change. And in this case, we have the liquid line is 5/8, and the suction riser is 7/8. Okay, and so here they're going to give you the estimated total length, but that's why we're doing the takeoff, so we can be accurate based on the plans. Okay, so we look at the plan view again to get all of our horizontal measures of the pipe, and then we note all of the locations that the pipe's going down. Make sure we read the keynotes, look at the pictures, so we know how that pipe is going in the vertical direction. Schedules here gives us more information here on some other portion of the pipe and how the pipe is laid at other locations. Okay, the pickup refrigeration plan. Okay, so you do the same thing here. Do all the measurements. So we do all the horizontal runs, and then we count all the elbows based on that size pipe. And then we go to the schedule to see the vertical measure, what size pipe that is. Okay, so schedules more for the equipment and all of the things specific to the installation of the piping system, something specific to what really the contractor needs. Doesn't really have information that's specific to the estimator and what the estimator needs to do in terms of a takeoff. Okay, more schedules. And then, yes, all of the details. Now, as far as the vertical measure pipe, as you can see here, this isn't really helpful in terms of determining your full linear measure in a vertical direction. So you have to make sure you look at another set of plans. You may have to look at the HVAC plan. You know, you certainly can look at the architectural set to give you an idea of this distance. And what we're talking about is the distance from where the pipe goes into that piece of equipment, okay? And on the roof or wherever the higher location where it's located, and where it comes into that piece of equipment on the ground. And so we need to be able to accurately measure that length. And I believe some of the notes say that if the vertical measure is 16 feet or more, we have to have the intermediate trap. Okay, so it's really vital. And especially, well, anytime you need a vertical measure, whether it's the height of the studs, or 90s and ductwork going down, and now in this case, refrigeration piping going in a vertical direction. You have to be able to find a way to get a very accurate measure of that vertical direction. And I would recommend looking at the HVAC plans, because all of this piping is connected to HVAC equipment in some way. So should be able to tell you where it's at. And then other detailed information about the insulation for the piping. So basic overview, this can be very simple. The most simple part is the horizontal measures, count the 90s, count the 45s, and then we start to work on the more difficult stuff is, when it goes down. I gotta make sure I have the right pipe run going down, make sure I'm reading the notes. If it's telling me something as far as the trap, incorporate the cost for that. Incorporate the cost because the vertical measure size is going to be different than the horizontal measure size. So one's going to be bigger, one's going to be smaller. So you want to make sure you account for the transition from the bigger to the smaller size pipe. That's also a material labor cost. So any questions related to this overview, make sure you email me at education@sfjohnsonconsulting.com. This is Stacy. And, you reach me anytime related to this, any question related to this at all. Make sure you let me know.